What's going on, guys? I got Dre back with me for another episode, and today we're going to be talking about self-doubt.
I can't do this, bro.
Are you doubting yourself? Because I believe in you.
Thank you.
You should believe in you too. And we're going to talk about it today.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to God, tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liar.
What's going on, guys? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, the show where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. Like I said, back with me today is this ugly motherfucker.
Oh, was I supposed to say my name?
You were supposed to say your name.
Oh, my name is Dre.
His name is Dre. If you saw the last two episodes this week, you should know that, because he's literally wearing the same clothes, and so am I.
Because this has actually been shot on 3 different days, and we're just bummy ass niggas, yo.
He is. I washed my clothes on the day, in between the day, because it's 3 days.
Well, this nigga also has a washer and dryer right outside of his house. He won't let me use it because he's, oppressive.
Oppressed.
No,
All right.
I'm oppressed.
So today, we're going to be talking about self-doubt, and this was brought up to me this is another discussion that was brought up by someone in the Music into Millions Discord, and I thought this was a really great topic, because he basically hit me up on Instagram the other day, and he was like, yo man, I'm just curious, do you have any videos on self-doubt, or just like, do you know any videos that you could recommend on the topic? And I started thinking about it, I was like, well, first off, I've never really covered this topic specifically. Like, I've talked about similar topics and like mindset stuff like that, but I've never specifically talked about self-doubt. And thinking about it, like, that is something that I not only have struggled with in the past, but I still struggle with to this day.
I also think it's not something that most people really bring up, like, as a discussion topic for videos.
Yeah, it's not really a popular discussion.
I watch videos all the time on things like this. I've never once really seen one on self-doubt. It might touch on something. Self-doubt might have came up in a conversation, but it's not like a video dedicated to it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's because a lot of people don't want to touch on a topic
They're doubting themselves.
Because it's not really a bright or shiny topic. It's not really fun to talk about, but it's something
that needs to be talked about,
and that all creative people really struggle with.
Like this one right here.
Yeah, well, you saw him in the beginning of the video. He's a lying motherfucker. So, no, but as I was talking to him, I was like, I'm not going to lie to you. It definitely gets better. Like, self-doubt gets to a point to where, like, you can minimize it. And I was telling him, like, I'll go 3-4 months without feeling self-doubt. Like, I'll feel, like, on fire. I'll feel like my beats are really killing it. All that stuff like that. And then it just kind of gets to a point to where, like, I'll hit, like, a week or two where it's like, man, why am I doing this? Like, is this even really worth it? Like, I'm not making the money that I should be making. I'm not making the music I feel like I'm able to create. Like, am I even good? Do people even fuck with me as a person?
No.
Yeah, well, that's a given. But, no, I just feel like that's something that I've always really struggled with, way more in the past. But, like, I don't know that it ever really does go away, because one thing I was telling him is when you're a creative, whether it's music or art or a producer, whether you're making beats,
writer, anything,
what you're doing is you're literally taking a part of your soul or a part of your character and your personality, and you're putting it out into the world, and you're being vulnerable, and you're basically just like wearing your heart on your sleeve. And so when you do that, you're going to have some type of like feeling where it's like, is this good enough, or are people going to mock me, or are people going to say some shit about me because like I'm now exposing how I really feel, or what I really
literally
think.
refer to my songs as Horcruxes.
As what?
Horcruxes. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you know what I'm talking about.
I've never seen Harry Potter.
But yeah, it's where Voldemort took parts of his soul and put it in a different object so he can go ahead and like kind of gain immortality. But it's like,
oh, that's not just from Harry Potter. That's like all types of spirit,
right? But it's like
shit. Because Sadie sees that in Ghost Hunter.
But it's just like, that's exactly how I look at it. Is like, these are parts of me that I'm putting into something that I'm giving to the world, and it's like after I give it out there, it's out there for everybody to look at and judge or do whatever they do with it. So,
do you care if I say that you're in therapy?
I don't care. I'll tell you right now, I'm in fucking therapy.
Well, actually, one thing that we were talking about on the way up to Delaware this morning is Dre has a new therapist that he's recently been talking with, and he was saying how he had a therapist in the past where he literally said to them, he's like, do you mind if I rap you one of the songs that I wrote? And after rapping the song, the therapist said to him, he's like, I feel like I've got more information and like more knowledge from you than if we were to talk for this whole hour.
I don't think we're going to go that deep into the fact I was in therapy. Thank you. That's fine.
Oh, I was like, I mean, we could edit it out. But no, it's just like the fact that like when you really are putting your emotions and your heart into a song, even if you're only talking about like money and cars and bitches, like that's still something that's coming from you.
You're talking about the money, cars, and bitches that you like.
Exactly. It's still your art, and it's still coming from a vulnerable place. It doesn't matter if you're flexing. It doesn't matter if you're trying to pull bitches. So that self-doubt is inevitable. And so I kind of wanted Dre on here to talk about it because Dre is not only just a rapper, he is just basically an artist in general. And I wanted to see if there's any difference between like the music self-doubt and really like the art self-doubt that he faces, or if it's just kind of anybody who's creative kind of just suffers through that.
Yeah, like I feel more self-doubt with the visual art than I do with the musical art, but I feel self-doubt with both of them. Like, most of the times when I go in and perform, it's a pretty good reception, but there's times where I perform for like the same songs for another crowd and I don't get the same reception. It's like, it makes me think, it's like, is this song not like it's not good, but like, does this song not connect to people the way I think it does? Or does it not resonate with like certain people? And it kind of makes you go back to the drawing board sometimes. And it kind of like fucks with your head a little bit because now you're kind of catering to an audience that you weren't catering to before. So you gotta kind of find a point in time where self-doubt and you gotta find a compromise with your self-doubt sometimes. So like sometimes you might feel as though you're not getting your point across like you want to, but you're getting your point across regardless. So you gotta understand, maybe you don't touch everybody that you want to, but you touch some people.
And also kind of the time on what he was saying, like as you begin to progress in your craft, whether it is visual art or music, like you obviously whenever you start, you are in a place where you may not be very good, your shit probably sucks, or it's not up to the quality of what you're hearing on the radio, and that will really feed into your self-doubt and tie into your self-doubt. Like I remember when I first started producing, we were at this studio where it was basically like one big building and then like people would rent out rooms. So there was like 4 or 5 other different music creatives in that building at one time. And I remember I'd cook up a beat, which at the time my beats were complete trash. And I would go get someone and be like, yo, come check out this beat, let me know if it's fire. And like the way that I was presenting it was like, yo man, I'm the shit, come check it out. But in my head it was like, I was looking for that validation. Right. I was looking for someone else to be like, oh, that's good or that's not bad. And it's like a lot of times I didn't get it because the beats just weren't there. And that kind of just fed into the self-doubt. And I feel like there's kind of 2 aspects of self-doubt where self-doubt can either start to crush you and self-doubt can feel like I'm never going to succeed, I'm never going to do anything. And then self-doubt can also be used as like a motivator or a fuel, because I feel like I kind of had both sides of the coin there, where one side of me was like, man, I'm shit, like this is difficult. But then the other side of me was like, I'm going to get to the point to where they're not saying that shit about me anymore, because I don't want to doubt myself. I don't want other people to doubt me. So it's like, it depends how you use the self-doubt. Like how do you use your body? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Use it as a fuel for your body. There we go.
And with the art, like the visual art, I've done that for the longest time. So I kind of like, I still have self-doubt with it, but it also taught me how to like work with it, because I might start doing like a drawing or a design and I don't think it's necessarily up to the standard that I normally would do, but then someone comes by and is like, no, that's really dope. Like goes ahead and like recharges my brain to be like, alright, so I can see what's dope about it, now let me go ahead and try to make the rest of it to that same standard. So like sometimes you need that self-doubt to go ahead and like bring somebody else in, and then they'll go ahead and give you that. Validation isn't always a bad thing to have. So,
but also to tie into the leaning on validation and stuff like that, whenever you show your art to people, whether it's whatever, you gotta realize not everybody has the same taste. So it may still be fire, like it may be an insanely awesome song, but if that's not the style of art or style of music that the person you're showing it to likes, you're gonna get feedback that you may not want, and that could also elevate that self-doubt. So you gotta realize you're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. And now I've done plenty of videos on topics like that, so I'm not gonna expand too much on that topic in this video. You can go check out some of those videos and I'll link it down below. But yeah, you just gotta realize like not everyone you show something to is going to fuck with it, and that's okay. That honestly, when you look, I'm not gonna get too deep into
I'll
it.
get into it a little bit.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
I show people things I show my art to a lot of people just to get like an idea of where it's at. And a lot of those people don't necessarily see things the same way that I do, but I enjoy their input because it gives me a window into like a non-artistic mind. Or I go ahead and bring up marketing ideas to people that don't understand marketing, and it helps me because they're a consumer and they're the ones that I'm ultimately people that I'm trying to go towards. So sometimes getting that outside perspective from like someone who's not necessarily well versed in what your product is sometimes your best critic. So
I dig it. Do you have anything else you want to say on the self-doubt topic?
I'm doubting myself all the time.
He's like the Hulk. I don't need to get mad. I'm always mad.
Yeah, I don't have to doubt myself. I don't have to get to the point to doubt myself. I always doubt myself.
I always doubt myself. So yeah, that was pretty much just a quick little discussion on self-doubt. Hopefully, if any of you guys struggle with self-doubt, this is
as much as we just struggled trying to get our points across.
Yeah, that was kind of struggling. We
didn't plan this one out as well as the other one.
That's definitely true. We kind of just jumped right into this one, but I figured it was going to be a topic we both have struggled with, so it'd be easier to talk about.
And it's also better to struggle in something than struggle with struggle, because we struggle in the struggle.
Struggly. But yeah, hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Make sure that you guys are always improving in your craft, because that's going to start to eliminate that not eliminate, but
diminish it.
Diminish it. That's the word I'm looking for. Minimize it.
At least get you comfortable with your self-doubt.
Yes. Because I don't think it's ever going to be something that goes away. It's going to be something you struggle with your entire life, but you need to learn how to work past it. And if you ever struggle with it, feel free to hit me up. You can join the Music into Millions Discord. I've told plenty of people, like, I'm even just a listening ear, I'll give you honest feedback. Like, I'm not gonna be yes men or tell you what you want to hear, but I will give you the feedback that you're looking for. One
thing to also say is, like, this doesn't only go for artists. This goes for life, because you can have self-doubt in a lot of aspects in your life, and you're gonna have to learn how to deal with it. So
that's a fact.
Like,
that's a fact, Jack.
You might want to go ahead and talk to a new girl or a new guy, or you might want to start a new job or something like that. You're going to have to get over some self-doubt somewhere. So
yeah, he's right. So thank you guys for listening. Drop a comment down below. I want to know if you've ever suffered with self-doubt before, if you've ever had these feelings before. I want to know, because like I said, we all struggle with it as people. I can't ever be serious with this man around. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That way you can find it if his goofy ass ever shows back up, or if I ever learn how to talk. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys next week.
Are these Sadies? Because I cannot see shit.
Yeah, she's blind as fuck.
Yo.
Peace.
Am I doing it?
You're doing it. Is this 2 fingers?
I see.